Shamps and giggles, history, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective.
About this subject of the cancer is quite interesting because, you know, of course Harry came, see his dad, and respect his dad. You know what? Actually, more respect his dad because he came knowing full well that his critics would be right here, wouldn't it? You know, he'd have to go through the what's it not with them. But you know, speaking of cancer, met a young couple this week. She was, I think, 33, and he was like in his 60s. And it was an interesting subject. And if only I could find it, because it was the most amazing thing where the two of them joined forces. And no, it's not allowing me to find it. It was earlier this week. And it's such a beautiful couple, such a beautiful thing to see, because this is what we're about, Shamps and Giggles. We're not then at the dead vibes, we're then at liveliness, you know what I mean? And, oh, was it here? Oh, no, yeah, so this couple, where's it gone?
Can I say it's
here we are. Can you say what?
It's a social media, a couple who got their own social media channel.
Rightly so.
And the woman, she is in her 30s, and the husband is in his 60s, and she was with him during they met when
we're talking prostate cancer.
Yeah, cancer, yeah.
68.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I know viewers, this is why you need to come on the platform from time to time to take a look at what we see. I know you can't see what we're looking at, but this is a fine young woman, I have to tell you. And she's 30 plus, and her husband is 68 to be precise.
68.
And you know, love don't know, it don't have to know age. Let me just see if we can have a little listen.
33-year-old Glenda.
There we go.
She fell in love with 68-year-old Roy.
My wife.
Oh, wait, just pause it. Roy's looking good though, don't he? 68 years old. Roy's looking good. I mean, seriously.
He looks really good.
When the pair met, Roy was dealing with his own battles.
We met when I had first been diagnosed with prostate cancer. I didn't want to take, especially a young, attractive woman, through that. She said no, and her exact words were, "I'm kind of a ride or die gal."
Although Glenda was committing to Roy, not everyone was happy about this.
Okay, we're not going to go there, okay? See, this is exactly what Prince Harry's going through. It's come to see his father. Not everybody's happy about it. You know what? Yeah. I can't cuss backwards, I don't. But, you know, naysayers, right? Don't come.
Age and colour.
Yeah, don't come. Oh,
you know, that's the society that we live in. Ageism, colourism.
Womanism,
it's all that isms. You listen to it. Ageism, colourism. And that's what you've got there.
Yeah. And this beautiful couple here, a young, beautiful black woman, a healthy 68-year-old white man, have come together, and you know, the ageism hasn't got in the way, the health issues hasn't got in the way. Love has prevailed, you know, and
love conquers all.
And I feel that my man will heal, because when you got a pretty family, does though, don't family causes you to become whatever you need to be for the family unit. And I think that same with Charles's situation. Harry's come over to see him. He's got his family around him. That's the support that he needs. So I think the media are bang out of line to start stirring up controversy around the situation there with Harry. And I think Harry's done the right thing. He's come to see Daddy. And Daddy needs him, of course he does. And I think Charles is over the moon. He's got his boys there with him. I mean, come on, seriously, forget the media. Let's just forget the media. What else, by the way? Because obviously, first sessions we talk about banter. What other things did go on in banter? Yoland is in the building. Up the things. What other things went on in banter? In the banter hour, Pinky. What was the discussion? What did I miss? Because I wasn't there. I was paying attention to
Leisha. Where's Leisha? Leisha did bring up the festival along with Tico.
festival.
Yeah.
What festival?
Miss Leisha mentioned AFCON. She
Hopefully.
mentioned 1066.
No.
She mentioned
One at a time. AFCON.
The AFCON. There was the
I just-
festival.
sorry about this.
football.
Next thing as I wanted to discuss, basically, the next one I wanted to discuss was Lupita Nyong'o.
Lupita Berlinale. There were loads.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Okay. Now, she's the Kenyan actress who's made history by taking over as the first Black head of the Berlin International Film Festival jury. And it's the annual film showcased event known as Berlinale. Am I pronouncing that correct? Tico?
Berlinale.
Thank you.
It's in Berlin, so it's Berlin and Ali.
Yeah, Berlinale. It's one of the first 5 global, largest global film festival. And just to let you know, the event has not had a Black jury head in its 74-year history. Nyong'o will lead the jury in selecting the winning films in 2 main categories, gold and silver bears. So you've got the big film festivals, the Berlin, the Cannes, Venice, Sundance, and Toronto. And they've often lacked or faced criticism for lacking diversity on their judges. The biggest and second oldest of these is the Cannes Festival, only had its first Black jury present in 2020 when the American director Spike Lee was chosen. So I think that's really big because, you know, Germany is one of those countries, European countries, that's had some horrendous atrocities, most notably the Holocaust. And they've done a lot to clean themselves up, clean their act up, and make themselves, and, you know, really worked on their inclusivity and get rid of that racism, that neo-Nazi stamp had over them, cloud they've had over them for a while. So I think that's a good move. And Lupita Nyong'o, she's not, she's a big name, but she's not a massive name. Like, they've chosen somebody, I think, quite strategically, I think, personally, for this.
I think Lupita is a huge name. Lupita Nyong'o is quite interesting. She's absolutely stunning, isn't she? Pinky, your hand is up. Part of the things.
I think. Well, I'm only going to just say one thing. Look at that headdress. There is something very significant about the headdress, and I guess if you understand African symbols and history, those shells are absolutely beautiful.
Interestingly, for those listening on radio who can't see the visual that's in front of everyone, Lupita is wearing a headdress of seashells, which is woven beautifully.
Cowrie shells.
Is that what they're called? Woven beautifully into her hair. Am I correct?
No, it's woven into a hat, like probably a hat. Is that right? That's a headdress, isn't it?
It looks like a hat. Pinky, you would know. You're the one that does those. Yeah, I think it's a hat. I think you're right.
It's a hat. It's a hat that she's sort of like, but it's all done in shells.
Just remind me, what movie has Lupita played in?
Oh, she's done. Oh, God.
She's done a few, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Wasn't she in 12 Years a Slave?
She did Wakanda.
12 Years a Slave, yes.
Yeah, 12 Years a Slave. Did she do
Wakanda Forever or something?
Wakanda Forever.
Black Panther film.
Yeah, and a fair few others. She's
animation films. She was in.
I think she's sponsored a perfume as well. I've seen in a commercial for perfume, I think. But this young lady has come a long way. She's Berlinale. So that's in Germany, right? First black jury president. Let's just have a wee listen. See what they have to say about this.
She fights evil, whether it be as a kindergarten teacher, MI6 agent, or action hero.
A comfort for your loss.
Lupita Nyong'o is the epitome of tough. She'll even take on a zombie if needs be. Born in Mexico in 1983 and raised in Kenya, Nyong'o is the daughter of a politician and studied theatre and film before becoming an actress. Nyong'o's big screen debut was as Slave Patsy in Steve McQueen's drama 12 Years a Slave.
500 pounds of cotton, day in, day out, more than any man here. And for that I will be clean. That's all I ask. This here, what I went to Shaw's for.
In 2014, Nyong'o was the first black African actress to win the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. Receiving the award, she said, "When I look down at this golden statue, may it remind me and every little child that no matter where you are from, your dreams are valid." Nyong'o reached a worldwide audience with the film adaptations of the Black Panther comics.
Queen Mother, Princess.
The science fiction action saga from the Kingdom of Wakanda became not just a blockbuster hit, but the symbol of a new black self-confidence.
It's really an homage to so much that is indigenous to the continent. And we're celebrating our culture, we're celebrating where we're from in a way that's extremely inclusive.
In 2019, she explored African history and culture for real as part of a television documentary.
I did not expect to see panthers. It reminded me of Wakanda Forever, which is so dope.
Lupita Nyong'o uses her celebrity to support social causes. In 2008, the actress made a film about people with albinism in Kenya. She has also written a children's book, Sulva, about diversity, self-confidence and self-acceptance.
There would be no hiding anymore. She belonged out in the world, dark and beautiful, bright and strong.
Things are ramping up for Lupita Nyong'o. In her next film, she's fighting aliens. The post-apocalyptic horror film A Quiet Place Day One hits movie theatres in June.
Well, there you have it. Lupita's doing, she's doing big things.
Wow, that was good.
She is doing big things. She's like, wow. Now did they say a politician?
Her father was a politician, born in Mexico. Her father was a politician, and she studied dramatic arts.
Raised in Kenya.
Raised in Kenya.
That's right,
yeah.
raised in Kenya.
A transatlantic upbringing and heritage. Quite diverse. Yeah, beautiful.
You just don't know. Is the other person we saw this week, it came in the inbox, was the Chinese fella from Fast and Furious. I did not know he was of mixed heritage. And a picture was posted in the We Love Zooming group, I believe, of his family. And it's like, what? Who knew? Chinese mother, black father, himself and his sister. So, can't judge a book by its cover. And, I think the UK media, this is why Shams and Giggles, that's why we're there, and that's why we continue going. History, news, views, and reviews from a Black perspective. And, we bring out these truths, these understandings, and embrace them. Tico, hand is up, talk to things.
It was just going to basically big up Berlinale as a festival and Berlin as a city and Germany as a country. I've been to Berlinale, and I've also been to a couple of other festivals in Europe. And where I was actually warned against the Germans and how they would be shadist and see me as less than, it was totally different. In Amsterdam was, I found, quite sexist and racist. Same France, but Germany, I actually felt seen by these people. It was really, really a wonderful experience to be there. And the festival, I met Harry Belafonte there. They always have an African-American superstar of note at the festival, you know, as a guest there. They really are good. So it's really, really impressive that they've got Lupita Nyong'o, you know, heading it next this year. It's wonderful. I'm impressed.
She is making a debut as the festival's African jury president. And so Berlinale stands for Berlin Festival.
Yeah, it takes place in Berlin.
Yeah, so I think that, and it's a 74th film festival that's being had out there, which is pretty amazing. And
Berlin's a really interesting city because it's because of Berlin that the Second World War actually started. You know, it was all in Berlin that all the debauchery was, sorry, excuse the term debauchery, but it was in Berlin that all the nightclub scene, the cabaret scenes, the bestiality, and all the funny sex sort of orgies and stuff was going on just pre the Second World War. That made Hitler go crazy and say, "Yo, stop all this nonsense in this city." So Berlin, and that's where they also built a wall, isn't it? The Berlin Wall, separating East and West. Yeah, so the wall was broken down. Berlinale happens, and it's just a really great atmosphere there now.
The wall came down in 1990.
Heaven knows, Joseph. I don't know.
I think it was 1990. Alicia, your hand is up, type of things.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you know, to piggyback of Tico, that but yeah, that Germany's doing a lot to the Grammy, to the awards and what have you. To their culture, should I say, sorry, to their culture, get myself completely confused. And there are other awards, well-known awards businesses where they are trying to do the same in terms of their top tier management. And I don't know if anybody knows, but the Grammys, which happened last week, the CEO, Harvey Mason Jr., is of Black heritage as well.
Harvey Mason Jr.?
Yeah, he's the CEO of the Grammy Awards.
Wasn't the head of the Toronto hot dogs a brown-skinned person? Is Queen of Toronto still there? Because that's also a major international film festival.
Yeah, I'm gonna sorry, I shouldn't have just jumped in, but I am sorry, Nisha. Yes, Cameron Bailey, he's the president for the Toronto International Film Festival, which is one of the large, and I'm proud to say that one of my besties is the vice president for HR at the Toronto International Film Festival. So yeah, pretty cool.
So Harvey Mason Jr. is this guy here, right?
That's correct.
You know, see him, yeah. Easily found on Google Images. And he's the president of the Grammys.
Yeah, the CEO of the Recording Academy, as it says on there. But yeah, he's CEO of the award ceremony, Grammys, yeah, which is the highest accolade, I think it is, in the music industry, the Grammys.
Right, okay. So he's an American recorder, producer, songwriter, film producer, and the current CEO of the Recording Academy.
Yeah.
Just 55 years of age. Quite amazing then. Good Lord, he's done well.
Yeah.
You know, and he's of mixed heritage, parents is Harvey Mason. I think this is Harvey Mason here, and his mother, Sally Mason. Let's see if we can get a visual on his mother. You can find out so much in a moment here, can't you? No visual on his mother. No. Oh, wow.
What about his papa?
Oh, don't know. We just saw him. That is his papa there, Harvey. Yeah, there you go. Obviously, someone that's in tune with music as well, and his son has his son has followed in their steps. Yeah, which is a wonderful thing. You know, train up a boy, and he will become, and that's what we see happening here. Wonderful, that's excellent. So look, with the Berlinale we've discussed, which is phenomenal. And by the way, Color Queen, I had to literally write it down. Yeah, your expression there when you was talking about making a cerebral decision. I literally wrote that down. Please allow me to use that terminology. I have to make a cerebral decision. Leisha, yeah, how does that part of things?
I just want to piggyback off. I mean, these prominent Black or brown people who are now being part of that diversity of these large establishments. And Tico's daughter brought up to us an event that's happening that's trying to gain, or a lot of their acts are Black people or musicians and artists that our community would warm to. But having looked at the website that they're on, they don't actually advertise or promote their festivals to our community. And we had a conversation about this, in that some of these festivals want to diversify their crowds. They do some inner diversity work, so to speak. I'll put inverted commas on each side of that diversity work, but they don't do the work in actually going out there and really diversifying to draw in a crowd of diverse population.
I hear what you're saying. Because it's like all these things happen. Wow, we never knew about it. You know, and it's one of those things. It's hard to talk to Black people.
No, I don't think it is hard to talk to Black people at all. I think it's very easy to talk to Black people.
What do you mean it's hard, Joseph? I'd like you to quantify.
Because we're struggling, we're working, we ain't got time for it. We got work.
So are Caucasian
make
people?
ends meet. Man's working 2, 3, how many jobs? All man too, they're working 2, 3, how many jobs?
That is
and yet
true.
You guys can go on holiday all over the place whenever you want to.
A handful, not many.
Yeah, but that's true. What you say about the work. But what Leisha's saying, it's about how you advertise within the Black community and within a diverse community. And what's actually happening is that those kind of websites, you don't actually know that those kind of things are actually happening. It's just like the Caribbean Fest that we would have here, that is held sometimes over in South London at Wimbledon Common. You don't actually get to, it's the website that's to do with where they actually do their promotion. And what I would say is that it would be how you bring that into the community. So like with us now, we go across certain radio stations. So that's a way of actually promoting
situations,
of bringing it an awareness to people, our viewers that listen in. That's how we have to go about accessing pirate radio stations. All these
no
kind
pirate.
of things.
We're legal. We're
not. I'm just saying. Oh, community radio stations. That we need to promote to across social media. We need to promote, because that's where that's the only place that we're in.
Yeah,
that
but that's
you
what I'm
get
saying.
more of a community base that you can bring in people within from and within the community.
Black people, us, it's word of mouth, mate. It's word of mouth. Someone tell you that why you might pass through. Someone will tell you, you might sit there and you're not going.
No, Josie, can I just interrupt really quickly on this one, just to be a bit more.
In Wembley, they have things going on up there I don't know about.
No, Joseph. What I'm going to direct it to a different way. There are promoters who have got huge budgets, and they attract very big artists in the music industry, and they put on these huge showcases, and it only attracts a particular demographic of people. In this instance, this particular event, it would attract, and it does attract from the pictures I can see, the white middle class people.
What, the Berlinale?
I'm going to tell you some of the acts that are on here. Who
We
are
out here.
You're talking about?
I'm going to tell you.
Out here.
We're going to see in a moment.
It's called We Out Here, the one that's actually happening in the UK.
Sorry, can I? I'm just going to finish off what I was saying.
Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
Some of the acts that they've got there, they've got Lonnie Holly, they've got Corinne Bailey Ray, who is one of the
yeah, I remember Corinne. Yep.
You know them. You got Andre 3000.
Yeah.
Performing there as well, and there's a lot of other people who are, well known as well. It's a huge list over 4 days. Now this event is called weouttherefestival.com. Yeah. And it's going to be held in Dorset. I mean, we're telling everybody what it is and where it is, but it's not really an event that attracts. I don't think it doesn't look as an event that attracts a lot of Black people or people of Black origin or African and Afro-Caribbean origin. It affects European people as their main audience, but the lineup and the DJs, a lot of them are Black. So I've looked for this on different, to see if it's on any other website. The websites that we go on, a lot of people, Black people, will go on to see if there's an event going on. And it's not that they don't sell the tickets on some of the websites that we'd probably go on if there's an event or what have you. So how do you hear about these sort of things? We miss out on these big events. I want to, Tico, we want to take over and speak.
We know about it because word of mouth, it has just been spoken of by yourself and by us on the platform. So the radio listeners are going to hear about it. By the way, it's on August the 15th. So it's yet to come. So there's time for We Out Here. Just Google that and it will come out. weouttherefestival.com. Tico, your hand is up. Talk to things.
I just wanted to follow up on your comment about us being hard to market, and say, maybe you're right. We do work a lot, and a lot of us can't even go and do things. But what Miss Leisha has actually pointed out is that there are platforms that we would look to. Those of us who do have time, who may be on leave in August or have time off, there are platforms that we would look to see what's going on. And it would be good to at least have the option, if you know that there's something going on, and whether if you can afford it or not, just to actually be informed that something's going on is really all that I think we deserve. Especially as they're using, it's all our artists, it's all about, exploiting.
Well, listen, I totally hear you, Tika, in what you're saying. And I think, yes, that's quite reasonable in what you're saying. I'm told that we have to go to break. What we will do is continue with these words after these words. I think that'd be reasonable. And